Let's go now to Khal Asfour. We caught up with him earlier in the week. He's the Mayor of the Canterbury-Bankstown local government area. Thanks for joining us, Khal. It's been a tough week. Now you've got two other councils joining you, 5 major council districts in a super lockdown within a locked down city. What are the main problems that your community is confronting right at the moment?
Well, our community's doing it tough. We're hurting at the moment, and I really do feel for everyone that's locked down and super locked down in this time. We're doing our best. We are obeying the health orders. We are making sure that we're getting tested, and those numbers are there to be seen. I think it's important that we recognise that we need more vaccines. We need more vaccines in this part of Sydney. We need vaccine stations set up, and we need to do it now.
Now, this is my point. It's really a bit of a sad commentary that we're talking about this now when this stuff should have been addressed 6 months ago. But it confounds me that people are expected to ring up and make a booking at a clinic or their GP to get a vaccine. I would have thought if we wanted a fast rollout, we should just have set up at the local shopping centre, maybe at workplaces, certainly places where people can just turn up and get a jab or be offered a jab, because they're much more likely to take the vaccine if that's the case.
Well, we know that's been done in countries around the world where they've got higher vaccination rates than us. At Canterbury-Bankstown Council, we've offered our community halls and our centres up to be centres for vaccinations. The Federal Health Minister didn't accept our plea. We wanted to have a vaccination hub in Canterbury-Bankstown, being the largest council in New South Wales. Again, we were told no. Let's not forget, we've been in this pandemic for 18 months, Chris, and we don't have enough vaccines in the country today. And we're hoping that they're coming in the next month or two, and that's great. But let's not forget, we should already be vaccinated. We should already be past this point. And I just don't understand why the focus today from the Premier was on vaccines when we've been talking about this for nearly 18 months now. And she declared a national emergency today. I don't know what that means for my community. And I was hoping in the press conference she'd announced the measures where she was going to help our small businesses and our local people that are really doing it tough. But we didn't hear any of that. We just heard a declaration. So our community needs that financial support and government support now. And there are still some of those government grants that you can't apply for. And we really need the government to focus and provide more support for our community so we can get through this.
Yeah, we're going to hear more next week, apparently. We'll hear more about a roadmap next week, but it seems pretty clear that areas like yours certainly won't be coming out of lockdown soon. When it comes to vaccines, of course, we've got stacks of AstraZeneca, a vaccine that's highly sought after around the world, a vaccine that saved the UK. I'm wondering about this idea of the testing hubs. They're already set up. They're staffed by medical people, and thousands, tens of thousands of people concerned about the virus are turning up there to get tested. Why wouldn't they be able to get a vaccine while they're there?
So the government talks about AstraZeneca hesitancy, and I'm going to, pay tribute to all our local doctors and GPs that are offering AstraZeneca. But the reality is, people are refusing to go and take them up. People aren't going to their local GPs to take AstraZeneca, and that could be for a variety of reasons. But they trust the Pfizer more, and that's just the general feeling in our community. I've spoken to doctors, and they can tell you they've got AstraZeneca that is going to waste in their clinics at the moment. And this is a real problem. And you can only say to the government that you need to fix this messaging. You need to make sure that they know it's safe, because at the moment they're not willing to take it, and that's a concern. And I think we need to blame the government and the way that they've handled this over the last 6 to 12 months.
They've got to crank it up. Have you had your jab, Khal?
Yeah, I've had both jabs. I'm fully vaccinated. I had the Pfizer jab, and I really want to encourage everyone to go and get the jab. It is the only way we're going to get through this. But I really don't want people to forget about the fact that we've had 18 months to get to this position. We've seen other countries around the world have high vaccination rates. Yet here at Canterbury-Bankstown, we're in a tough lockdown. People are losing their jobs. People are losing their livelihoods. And the government doesn't seem to have a roadmap, when I would have thought the roadmap should have been there in the bottom drawer, ready to pull out should we have got to this position.
Thanks for joining us, Khal. Good luck.
Thanks, Chris.
Khal Asfour there, who's the Mayor of Canterbury-Bankstown, talking about the problems there right in the heart of the Sydney lockdown.